ready. Claire got ready with power science. There was a lot of really good things that I liked about your speech, Claire, and I'm going to start with them. The first was your introduction. It was really solid. You brought us all in with an interesting story, a scene from a movie that was unique and kind of mysterious and kept everybody guessing as to where it was going. And then once you had their attention, then you briefed them about your speech, telling them what you were going to do. You were going to talk about dancing. You were going to talk specifically about partner dancing as opposed to individual dancing. And that stuff was important, but it was great that you mentioned it after hooking them with the interesting story. You also brought in a little bit of a personal story of your own about how dancing has affected your life, and I thought that was a really good choice to help you connect with the audience. Your audience connection was really good in this speech, notably with the question that you posed to the audience, and then later with the participation from there. And I thought you handled that beautifully, because I mean, something like that, something where you have this interaction with somebody from the audience, it's very personal, is very impromptu, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong, and it's very difficult to practice that in a structured way. But you were very calm. You never seemed like you were on the back foot. You were always very with it, and I think the audience could feel that it was helpful and informative, and it really drove the purpose of your speech forward. There were a few areas where I thought you could improve. Notably, the point of this speech was get to the point, which is to convey to the audience the specific purpose of your speech and the general purpose. And the general purpose is either to inspire or to inform or to have some sort of call to action. And I was a little bit confused about the general purpose of your speech, specifically because you mentioned that you wanted to kind of inspire people to dance, and the intro was very good at doing that, but then the body of your speech was mostly about how to dance, and it was specific things to do on the dance floor, what not to do, and I thought maybe a little bit more content that inspired people or got them thinking about how dancing could improve their lives personally. That might have been useful. Also, with your conclusion, touching on those kinds of things would have been useful as well. And I know you were kind of lacking on time and felt a little bit rushed. Some of the other things you wanted me to look at were your grammar and your vocal variety. Specifically, you said because English is your second language, and sometimes those things don't come off too well. Personally, I think that your vocal variety was a little bit monotone, but I would not try to force that to be greater, because sometimes it can feel very awkward and forced, especially from someone who's not a native speaker. It was not distracting in your speech. I didn't feel like you needed to have more variety, specifically because your speech was so interesting. You had such an interesting style with the audience participation. It didn't feel like I needed more attention from your voice. So I would use those talents that you have to compensate for the things that you don't necessarily have. Great job, Claire. Thanks.